All right, today, Keep Track Week. It is raised multi-way pots. It is the same thing, it's a Tuesday, very far from 3:20 p.m., but just like the other cities, at 3:20 p.m., I will count how many raised and multi-way flops we see. I'll do it for 100 hands. There needs to be a raise. A straddle doesn't count. A straddle counts as a blind. There needs to be a raise. If there's no straddle, if there is a straddle, it needs to be raised above that, and more than 2 people have to see the flop. 2 is not enough. 2 is heads up. More than 2 people need to see the flop. Whatever happens after the flop doesn't matter. Raised multi-way pots, and yeah, it's coming up. Soon is the series of comparing all 3 cities: Lake Elsinore, Vegas, Council Bluffs. But gotta finish Keep Track Week here, head into the casino, and I'll let you know when I'm done. All right, it is really late. I played a lot today. I started counting at 3:30, not 3:20, if you must know. I finished 100 hands. We at the table, we finished 100 hands at 6:13. So 3:30 to 6:13, 2 hours, 43 minutes, 100 hands. If you're curious about how many hands we were seeing per hour, not that this was the count, it was about 37 hands per hour. And in those 100 hands, we saw 27 raised multi-way flops. That's a lot. It actually didn't feel like it. There wasn't a ton of noise in the poker room. There were only 2 tables going at this time, but we got 27 raised multi-way pots. And I explained to you, if there was a straddle and 2 people called the straddle, I was not counting that as a raised multi-way pot because it wasn't raised above the straddle. But just for your information, there were many hands that were straddled and multiple people called and went to the flop. So I'm just illustrating to you that it was a pretty solid game. In addition to the 27 hands that were raised, and at least 3 people saw the flop, there was a guy straddling every button and every under the gun, so he was straddling 25% of hands. So not that I was keeping track of this, but I would say in addition to the 27 hands where there was a raise and 3 people minimum saw the flop, I would say there were probably like at least another 15, 20 that were straddled and multiple people called the straddle and saw the flop. So we had some solid pots going to flops. It was a pretty good game. And yeah, the number's 27. And again, in I don't know, a couple weeks, a month, I will compare all 3 cities. That is going to be the big Keep Track Week video series when I have California and Vegas and Council Bluffs to compare. The number, 27 out of 100. And remember, rice is a spoon food.